Everyone, and welcome to Jubilation a la Gershwin, a launch party for our forthcoming release of Gershwin's Magic Key, as well as our end of year holiday celebration. We are so excited for tonight and the opportunity to share our world premiere audio recording made in collaboration with the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestras. My name is Natalie Berg, and I've been a performer with classical kids for 14 years and a board member for the past 7. I am thrilled to introduce my co-host for the evening, Mr. Alec Bramlett.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alec Bramlett. I'm also an actor with Classical Kids. And as Natalie said, I will be your co-host for the evening. So I guess they missed us, Natalie. We're back.
We're back.
Tonight is especially meaningful for me because I had the honor of originating the role of George Gershwin. So I'm particularly happy to be able to provide you with some fantastic sneak peeks at this new, exciting recording, the first new Classical Kids CD in over 20 years. So tonight is a celebration, and you'll see in the chat that we're going to give you a recipe for a mocktail for all ages to enjoy. We're calling it the Gershwin. So don't be afraid to click those links in the chat, but also Lyndon will be dropping helpful hints like this recipe for the Gershwin. I myself am enjoying a little cocktail that I call someone to scotch over me. It's a really easy recipe. It's just scotch and a big old ice cube. So cheers.
Cheers. Terrific, Alec. Now, quickly, we want to go over a few Zoom do's and don'ts for watching the festivities tonight. Everyone will be muted unless they are the speaker, but we still want to see your faces and your excitement. So snaps are encouraged, as well as the applause buttons or the virtual applause. And for the best experience, we also encourage you to put the video in speaker view. Now, we will be sharing some videos tonight. If by some chance they happen to appear small, check your view options and be sure to set it to standard. And if you have any questions or comments, our lovely Lyndon Hubner will be monitoring the chat action. So write to her anytime. Hi, Lyndon.
Hi, Natalie.
Thanks for monitoring the chat for us. You can see the chat button on the bottom toolbar in the window.
Also, as you know, performing arts nonprofit organizations are facing unprecedented challenges during the current public health crisis, and Classical Kids is no exception. So if you're feeling generous this evening, you can also use the chat to pledge your support, or you can private chat a pledge to Classical Kids, or you can donate directly via the link that you can find in the chat right now. Also, every registrant tonight was automatically entered to win one of our 2 fantastic prizes in the Wheel of Giving. The first prize is a Classical Kids merchandise and CD package, and the second prize is a festive fun night package. So stay tuned for that. Again, you can make a pledge in the chat, or if you prefer, you can private chat your pledge to Classical Kids. And if you donate directly through the online link, feel free to let us know in the chat that you did donate online. Anyone who donates or pledges tonight during this event will be added to the Wheel of Giving a second time. So
sounds good. And now I would like to introduce Classical Kids board member Travis Newton, who will talk a little bit more about the recording and why your support matters.
Thanks, Natalie. We all know and love George Gershwin, I'm sure, who was one of the most significant American composers of the 20th century, known for popular stage and screen numbers, as well as classical compositions. Endorsed by the Gershwin family interests and supported by the National Endowment for the Arts, Gershwin's Magic Key is the first ever educationally entertaining musical story introducing children to the extraordinary life and musical masterpieces of George Gershwin. As a theatrical symphony concert, the production premiered with the National Symphony Orchestra at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and has been presented by major orchestras around the world ever since. This recording achievement pays tribute to George Gershwin, who continues to be regarded as one of America's most iconic composers. It's also a testament to the ongoing success and legacy of Susan Hammond and the Classical Kids series, providing powerful stories drawn from true heroes of the past that inspire excellence in children to reach beyond themselves and their own potential. During the past several months, Classical Kids has been working hard to complete a brand new recording, the 11th album in the acclaimed Classical Kids series and the first to be released in nearly 20 years. We've been busy editing and mixing the music by the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra, recording the actor voiceovers that tell the story, and creating the sound effects that help bring it all to life. We've also been securing mechanical licensing rights, royalty permissions, and other legalities. And now we're underway with the manufacturing, marketing, and distribution of the album just in time for its official release date on February 25th, 2021. Just around the corner. As you can imagine, all this comes with a hefty price tag, and these expenses come at a time when Classical Kids has seen a profound drop in revenue due to the pandemic. We hope that you will consider making a gift this evening that will help support this exciting accomplishment that's poised and ready to make a positive difference in the lives of countless music lovers just waiting for that magical spark of inspiration.
Thank you, Travis. And with that in mind, we'd like to introduce the opening round of our Cabaret Pledge Challenge. In the next few minutes, you will enjoy 3 wonderful performances from our terrific guest performers. We hope during that time, we'll start to climb toward our goal of the evening to raise $5,000.
So now we'd like to introduce our first performer of the evening, an educator and acclaimed opera singer with an extensive international career. She's also a member of Chicago Cabaret Professionals and is proud to be a part of Acts of Kindness Cabaret, an organization that performs to raise money for Chicago area nonprofit organizations. And we're so pleased she's agreed to help lead our organization as a new Classical Kids board member. Please enjoy this Gershwin melody by the fabulous Cynthia Clary.
I'm so happy to be here tonight to help celebrate the Classical Kids' new CD, Gershwin's Magic Key. I've always been a fan of George Gershwin since I was a kid, and I knew a lot of his songs before I knew that he was the one who had actually written them. I chose 2 songs for tonight's performance that I thought went well together. One of them is I've Got a Crush on You, and the other is Swonderful. And I've done what we call in the cabaret world a mashup. I am accompanied by the Chicago Cabaret Professionals Pride, the wonderful Miss Becky Menzie. I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh, I never had the least notion that I could fall with so much emotion. Could you could you care for a cunning cottage we could share? The world would pardon my mush, 'cause I have got a crush, my baby, on you. Life has just begun. Jack has found his Jill. Don't know what you've done, but I'm all athrill. How can words express your divine appeal? You can never guess all the love I feel. From now on, baby, I insist
It's marvelous. You should care for me. Soulful nights, it's paradise. It's what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. Oh, it's wonderful. It's marvelous that you should care for. I know you're there for. That you should care for me.
Oh, that was so wonderful. It was wonderful. I love that so much. Really made me miss seeing live music, but it was almost like being there. Thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight. Next, we'd like to introduce Will Martin, our amazing featured pianist on the recording. He was invaluable to the creation of Gershwin's Magic Key, serving as our head writer and music supervisor. He played for the Kennedy Center premiere, and he's toured with the live production ever since. Will is here tonight, and he'll be sharing a brief intro to his selection.
Hey everybody, Cynthia, that was beautiful. Brava. Yeah, the performance brought me so much joy. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you. So we had a lot of fun making this recording, and one of the most fun parts of my job is that I get to do all the research and listen to all the music. And I was able to discover, with the help of my dad, some completely unknown, well, almost completely unknown Gershwin tunes that I'm going to be playing for you tonight. I think that they show a different side to Gershwin that you might not know. So without further ado, enjoy.
thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really miss hearing you play live in person, and that was sure a treat. So thanks for sharing. Now it's my honor to introduce our next performer. She is an entrepreneur, a voice teacher, a choral conductor, and a performer. Her enthusiasm shines through in everything that she does, and we're so proud to have her on board as Classical Kids as our new Major Gifts Officer. So here she is to announce the next song sung by her trio, the Irving Sisters, Lyndon Hubner.
Thank you so much, Alec. Good evening, everyone. Will, oh, I love those waltzes. They were so beautiful. I wanted to dance. And Cynthia, you are such a gem. So beautiful. The Irving Sisters, comprised of myself, Sarah Simmons, and Elise Labarge, are happy to share our song with you, I Got Rhythm, George Gershwin's famous song, and with the lyrics written by his brother, Ira Gershwin. They wrote this in 1930. We hope you enjoy I Got Rhythm, I Got Music, I Got my man who could ask for anything more.
I got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could ask for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him, you won't find him round my door. I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who could ask for anything more, who could ask for anything more. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could ask for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him, you won't find him round my door. I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who could ask for anything more, who could ask for anything more.
Bravo, bravo. That was so great and so much fun. Thank you, Lyndon and the Irving Sisters.
That's
And
sure.
a big, oh, sorry, Alec. A big thank you to all of our performers. That was so fantastic.
It sure was, Natalie. That brings us now to our first prize giveaway, a Classical Kids merchandise package, which includes a t-shirt, a mug, and Classical Kids library of CDs, which includes 7 of the composer-based titles in the acclaimed series. So if we can now bring up our Wheel of Giving, we're going to spin for our first winner. So that looks like a lot of participants on the wheel, and the writing is very small. So let's spin that wheel and see who we got. So excited.
I'm leaning in. I'm so excited. Here we go.
Me? Is it me?
No.
It's Philip Albach. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Philip. I saw my dad's name right next to that. That was really close, Dad. I'm sorry you didn't win. Maybe next time. But now is the moment we've really all been waiting for. We're going to jump into all things about the new recording, the new CD that is coming out. To tell you more about that is our executive and artistic director and my friend, Paul Piment.
Thank you, Alec. Thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun to watch. I'm having the best time. And it's so great to like scroll through everybody's faces and see so many loved ones and friends attending. Thank you for being here. So, Gershwin's Magic Key. It's a musical tale of friendship and inspiration. We step into the streets of 1920s New York City, where a poor newspaper boy has a chance encounter with the famous composer George Gershwin. A bonding friendship develops as the two explore the many sights and sounds of the city and the vast melting pot of American music. But will they discover the key to unlocking the boy's own musical potential? Well, children and adults will be captivated by more than 24 of Gershwin's most popular compositions, From classics like Porgy and Bess, American in Paris, Cuban Overture, and Rhapsody in Blue, to popular hits from the American Songbook, including I Got Rhythm, Stairway to Paradise, Someone to Watch Over Me, and Fascinating Rhythm. The music, so wonderfully played by the Symphonic Orchestra of the CYSO, is magically woven into the drama as George and Kid share anecdotes and observations based on true incidents from the composer's life, presenting history, drama, music, and fun. This engaging story will be enjoyed by the entire family. And now, here's an opening clip from the CD recording, along with some pictures from behind and in front of the scenes.
This is the story of how I met my friend, the great American composer George Gershwin, and how he helped me discover my magic key. It's also the story of how he came to write his most famous piece of music. Our play begins in the New York of the Roaring 1920s, a time when Americans were optimistic about the future. This was the time of the first skyscrapers, the automobile, of jazz and dancing and flappers, of movie stars and gangsters. People of every creed and color were hopeful that, like buildings rising to scrape the sky, people were rising up as one nation, indivisible, with liberty, justice, and a swell opening clarinet solo for all. I was selling newspapers on the corner of West 28th and Broadway. Tin Pan Alley it was called because of the noise. You see, more than 20 music stores stood in a row all on this one street with piano players banging away, each trying to be heard over all the rest. You can't imagine the noise, like 1,000 tin pans clanging together. Some people called it racket, but all those sounds made my heart pound.
So, gosh, that just makes me so happy to watch and listen to. And how about that clarinet solo by Eric Butler? And I see up in the little screens here that Eric has joined us. Hey, Eric, do you want to unmute and say hi real quick? All right, where are you? Maybe you left us. Okay, or maybe you're shy. Either way, that solo truly rivals the best of the best we've ever played with in live performance. From the National Symphony to the Malaysian Philharmonic, it was amazing. Great job, Eric. So this recording is the first of its kind to introduce the legacy of George Gershwin to children. And we are so proud to have the CYSO as our collaborating partner. Internationally recognized as one of the most foremost youth orchestras, CYSO's Symphony Orchestra is comprised of the most talented and dedicated student musicians. And that, of course, brings me to concertmaster Ariana O'Connell. Ariana played the violin solo for Humoresque on this recording. The Humoresque by Dvorak inspired George Gershwin as a child. Ariana's first take sounded just great to me. But she was like, can I do it again? And I said, sure. And it was even better. I said, well, what do you think? And she said, can I do it one more time? And of course, it turned out to be perfect. Now I'd like to play you that excerpt from the CD. And just to give you some context for how Gershwin's Magic Key evolved, you'll see pictures that run along the track that not only show the actors at their voiceover session, but that will also show this particular scene with the actors in our rehearsal room when we were mounting the live show. And then its progression onto the live stage in live performance. I think you'll find that neat to see, the progression of how this all developed over the years. And yes, there are also plenty of wonderful pictures of Ariana. So enjoy.
You have a world-class imagination. You heard the music at Yankee Stadium. Now you just need to find the key that unlocks the music in your head, that lets you create it. See you later, Mac. Come on, let's get out of here.
Shoot, I can't create any music on my own. It just ain't good enough.
Not good enough?
I ain't got a lick of talent.
Says who? Listen, I went to school with a kid named Max Rosen. Ever heard of him?
Uh-uh.
Well, he was quite something at the time. A violin prodigy. Very talented. Anyway, we must have been about 10 years old, and I was outside during recess while Max was inside the school playing the Humoresque by Dvorak. I stood outside an open window, listening, enthralled. I knew then I wanted to be a musician. Maxie opened up the world of music to me. I respected him. But when I told him I wanted to be a musician too, he laughed. He said, "You haven't any talent at all."
Sounds like my daddy.
If I didn't have something to prove to him back then, maybe I wouldn't have punched him.
You punched him?
Right in the kisser. I really did. Now, I'm not proud of that, but I wasn't going to let Maxie Rosen tell me what I could or couldn't do. What if I had listened to Max when he said I didn't have any talent? Might be I'd be selling papers on this corner. So don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't be. You'll never know what you love if you never give anything a chance.
Think so?
I know so. In the end, studying the piano made a good boy out of a bad one. It took the piano to tone me down, made me more serious. I was a changed person. You want to be selling papers for the rest of your life? Or do you want to do something that you love?
I have a feeling you would have found music no matter what. Me? I'm not so sure.
So, pretty great, huh? And now we have a special guest. Ariana had a conflict tonight and wasn't sure if she would be able to be here live with us. So she recorded a few words to share with you about that recording experience. But before we play the clip, let's just check to see if she was able to log on after all. So Ariana, if you are here, unmute yourself and say hello.
Hi.
Yay. Hi, Ariana. So, well, I'm so glad you could join us, be here with us today. And we have that clip that we recorded. So let's go ahead and roll that clip now, Holly.
Hi, it's Ariana. So as for my experience recording, I remember sitting in a crowded hallway right outside the Studebaker Theater. Everyone was chatty and kind of jittery because we knew that we were about to be the first youth orchestra to record a classical kids live show, which are normally done by professional orchestras. To be honest, I was quite relaxed to start out with because I'd just gotten boba, pretty much my favorite thing ever, so it put me in the best mood. But then Katie came out and told me I should probably warm up because it was about to be my turn to record the Humoresque solo, and suddenly it just hit me like a train that I was about to record a solo for a professional quality recording, and I started scrambling to warm up. I definitely got into this performance zone that I have during the recording of complete focus on the music itself and how I was connecting with the pianist, because everything else felt as if it happened incredibly fast, and the next thing I knew, I was walking away from the stage to rejoin my friends outside the theater, super relieved that I had gotten a decent take. I was honestly shocked when I first heard the finished product because it really does sound professional, and I just listened to it and I thought, like, wow, that's crazy. Like, we sound so good. I would never have guessed if you had played this for me. I would never have guessed that it was a youth orchestra, let alone CYSO. I mean, not that we're bad. Like, I know we're a very good orchestra, but it's just like incredible that we sound that good, you know, since we're a youth orchestra. And it was so cool to hear our playing incorporated into the storyline with the voice actors and sound effects added after the fact, because even though we'd heard a description of what the CKL recording might sound like when finished, it's hard to envision that final product when you've just recorded like the one individual piece. And it's also crazy because I know that if I'd heard this recording when I was a kid, I would have been fascinated and wanted to learn more about classical music in general because the recording is just so entertaining. So it's really incredible to think about the potential positive impact CYSO could have just had on so many young kids and their journeys with music with this recording, whether it be starting them on that journey or just increasing their love for music. And I'm so grateful that I could be a part of this. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Ariana, we are so lucky and grateful to you for being a part of this. Next, I'd like to introduce the music director and the fearless leader of the CYSO, the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra. This man is recognized as one of the most inspiring and exciting conductors and teachers of his generation. He is hailed as one of Chicago's most important educators, mentors, and inspirational guides in the training of tomorrow's orchestral professionals. And he is, of course, instrumental, pun intended, in helping us to bring this recording project to fruition. We simply could not have done it without him. Everyone, please snap it up for Alan Sinkum.
Paul, thank you so much for that extremely generous introduction. Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestras is investing in the future of music and the next generation of leaders. We are dedicated to providing music education to nearly 700 young musicians aged 6 to 18 through full and string orchestras, jazz, steel pan, chamber music, master classes, and music composition. Students learn from Chicago's most respected professional musicians, perform in the world's great concert halls, and gain skills necessary for a successful future. I first heard of Classical Kids Live over 20 years ago when I was still an apprentice conductor at the Oregon Symphony, where I saw one of their shows for the first time. It was Tchaikovsky Discovers America. Even in those days, Classical Kids Live had a product known in the industry to be the gold standard of orchestral shows for young people. So upon coming to the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestras, my relationship with them naturally grew. I love this relationship with Classical Kids Live because they are a direct line to the youngest fans of orchestra music. When we play one of their shows, it's a big responsibility because we know we are playing for kids who are watching maybe their first live orchestra concert. And now, having enjoyed this relationship for many years, CYSO has students whose first memory of a live orchestra is the CYSO playing a Classical Kids Live performance. So when the idea of recording the new Gershwin show was first presented to me, I knew immediately this was something I wanted to do. To have a chance to record the music of George Gershwin, among the very most important American composers, in the context of a youth presentation that would be seen and heard around the world, is a special opportunity indeed. I am, of course, thrilled with the result, and I look forward to enjoying for many years that CYSO and Classical Kids Live shared this incredibly important work together. We are honored to be a part of this celebration, and we can't wait to show off our new recording. And we are so thankful to Paul, to Will, and to everyone joining us tonight for your generous support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan. Again, we could not have done this without you and all of your talented musicians. And as a small token of our gratitude, I'm happy to announce that all 72 musicians who played on this recording will get their own free physical copy of the CD when it's released in February. Hopefully they will have a device to play it on. Otherwise, I guess they'll be playing Frisbee with it. But more copies are available right now for pre-order, both the physical type and the digital downloads, which might be a little more popular. That's through our record distributor's website. And if you use the code CKL20, you'll receive 20% off. And we are also offering a very special discount code, CKL100, that provides a free digital download of the recording to everyone who has registered and attended this event. This free code has a limited number of 150 uses, so don't delay. The 20% off code, though, is ongoing. Your physical pre-order will be shipped and your digital copy ready for download on our release date of February 25th. So also very important, in order for your CKL 100 code to apply, you have to create a quick account with your name and email address and then log in. Then it will all work perfectly. Look for all this info in the chat column. I think we have a screen up now that's going as well, and we'll also follow up with an email and a recap about exactly how to place those orders. So, moving on. One more thing about the recording I wanted to talk about. It's a very special moment during the recording session at the Studebaker, and it was at the end of the day, and it had been a very long day, a stressful day, from early morning to late at night, when the musicians, after being fed some Jimmy Johns, found their undeniable groove, and it seemed they could do no wrong. Like a sports team that can't be stopped, everyone went to where I call the magic place. That's the place where everyone is perfectly connected to whatever mystical powers in the universe there are, and we laid down take after take of absolutely amazing performances. I think everyone remembers that special moment and were excitedly high on life. I want to play an example from that time, one super challenging excerpt called Cuban Overture that turned out crazy great while we were in that magic place. We actually had trouble getting good takes earlier in the afternoon. And if there was any point where we were about to lose it, that was the time. But around 8 or 9 p.m., they hit their groove. The stars aligned. Maybe it was the Jimmy John's inspiration, but we walked away with awesomeness. And while you're listening to this, I want to remind you of exactly who is making this incredible music. Don't get distracted by the pictures and everything that's going on the screen. Tune your ears in. These kids were amazing. We have the pictures running alongside, but these talented musicians played this track. Okay, roll it, Holly.
You found it.
Mr. Gershwin.
My piano. It's a little out of tune, eh?
No, it's beautiful. When I touched the keys, I heard something inside. Your piano was calling to me.
Looks like you may have found what you're looking for.
The piano?
The piano is a composer's best friend. From that wooden box of wires and mallets, you can find all the parts of an entire orchestra.
And the music of a whole city?
Now you're thinking like a composer, kid.
Hey, what's that?
This? Oh, it's just my tune book. I heard a bit of music in my head just now, and I like to write down those ideas before they vanish. Who knows? Maybe I'll use it for my new concerto. Wanna try?
Sure.
All right, watch, listen, and learn, kid. First, let's start with the thunder from the drums. Now, the sun comes out with the violins, and the birds fly by with the flutes.
Like in Central Park.
You heard the trumpets at Yankee Stadium.
And the winds at the top of the Empire State Building.
The notes soaring up and down, round and round like the mile-high chaser.
Those places, those things, New York City, it all inspires music.
That's right, kid. But don't stop there. Music does more than just sound like places and things. It inspires emotion. Sad, happy, angry. They're all right there just waiting to be written down.
I have ideas I can't speak in words, but through music they pour out of me.
I have music in my head every moment of every day, and it's times like this my piano lets me imagine an entire orchestra so I can let that music out!
I get what you're saying, Mr. G, but I feel like I have so much to learn.
But once you find your key, the sky's the limit.
I think I may have found it.
Well, looky there. I'd say you're on your way.
Oh, that was awesome. I so enjoyed seeing all of those pictures of all the musicians. You guys must be so incredibly proud. That sounded just fabulous. Sorry, my first time hearing that piece, and it was just so cool. Okay, so now I'd like to introduce our awesome board member, Andrew Kipe, who is going to talk more about some of the challenges that Classical Kids has faced during COVID-19.
Thanks, Natalie. Tonight has been such an amazing showcase so far of the amazing collaborators that we work with at Classical Kids. Of course, 2020 has brought all of us immense challenges due to COVID-19, and Classical Kids has also been affected. With the closure of symphony seasons and concert halls, we've had all of our performance bookings canceled beginning back in March, and the bookings that we have planned for the future are also uncertain, at least for the short term. These challenges have had an incredible impact not only on our artistic output and our ability to reach children and families, but it's also meant that Classical Kids has faced enormous economic strains. However, throughout these challenges, Classical Kids has not shied away from embracing its mission, and we are so happy that we could still achieve things like this great recording, which will soon reach to thousands of children throughout North America. In addition to the work on the CD during this time, we've also been offering our educational materials to classroom teachers and homeschoolers during the pandemic, just for a small suggested donation to help educators during this unprecedented time. You can find out more about that resource via the link in the chat. We're also exploring new ways to safely perform with orchestras when that time comes, in either a virtual environment or a pared down environment, as well as providing our no-cost outreach programming to Chicago public schools in a safe way. So while we may not have been performing live right now, we are still working hard and pursuing our mission to introduce children to classical music through storytelling and music.
Thank you, Andrew. And in the words of George Gershwin, life is like jazz. It's best when you improvise, especially during a pandemic, right? Well, at this time, we are going to return to the final round of our Cabaret Pledge Challenge. So please help us meet our goal of $5,000. I want to remind folks that this is the final Wheel of Giving spin that will be coming up after this Cabaret Pledge Challenge. So get those pledges in the chat and make those donations online. And during these musical melodies, you'll have time to do that. So get your name added for a second chance to win on the Wheel of Giving. All right, here are 3 more songs coming your way from our fabulous guest performers. Let's enjoy some more great music from Cynthia, Will, and the Irving Sisters.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, and the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and they need a helping hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me. Send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has taught us, by turning stone to bread, so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me. When you're down and out and there seems no hope at all, if you just believe there's no way we can fall, let us realize that a change will only come when we stand together as one. As one, we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me. It's true, we make better days, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children.
So I was a bad boy and forgot to do my call to action during my performance video. So Paul let me know, and I've got to get this video to him today. So I'm in the parking lot at work, and I'm recording this video. So a lot of you probably don't think of this next piece as a Christmas tune, and neither did I for a long time. And in fact, Paul was like, dude, this isn't going to work. I need a Christmas tune. I was like, I got it. I've got this story that's going to tie it in. So when I was a little boy, somebody gifted me Mr. Bach Comes to Call, classical kids audio cassette, actually, not a CD at the time. And it had Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring, which quickly became my favorite piece of music. I begged my teacher to let me play it. She said I wasn't ready, but I learned it anyway, and it's always been one of my favorites. So I was at this summer camp, 13 years old, and there was this girl that I had this crush on, and she was so cute. And her name was Becca Bach, and she was actually related to the Bach, the guy who wrote this piece of music that I knew and that I loved. So to try to impress her, I went to the piano and I started playing this piece. And she said, "Why are you playing Christmas music?" And I said, "What do you mean Christmas music? This is just, it's Bach family tradition," she says, to play this piece of music at Christmas time. So she didn't know the piece of music except that it was some piece of music that her family traditionally played at Christmas time. So I now share with you this Bach family tradition of playing Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring at Christmas time. Enjoy.
When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. And I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bank book is getting small, I think of when I had none at all. And I fall asleep counting my blessings. The best things happen while you're dancing. Things that you would not do at home come naturally on the floor. For dancing soon becomes romancing when you hold a boy in your arms that you've never held before. Even guys with two left feet turn out all right if the girl is sweet. If by chance their feet should meet while dancing, proving that the best things happen while you dance. Snow, 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 snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright and bright. And may all your Christmases be white.
On behalf of the Irving sisters, we are counting our blessings, especially considering the hardships from this year. We are wishing you all a very merry and hopefully white Christmas, a happy Hanukkah and happy Kwanzaa, and a happy New Year. I'm giving to classical kids because they make a difference in the lives of the youth and families as they learn about the wonders of the great composers' lives and music. I hope you will give to classical kids too.
Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Thank you again to our guest performers, Cynthia Clary, Will Martin, and the Irving sisters. Let's have some more snaps for them one more time around. All right, and now it's time to spin the wheel of giving for our second prize, a night of festive fun, 2 tickets to Lincoln Park Zoo Lights, a gift certificate to Coco and Company Cafe in nearby Old Town, and a gift certificate to Nothing Bundt Cakes. You can bundle up and enjoy a fabulous, socially distanced holiday evening out with friends or family. And if you are not in Chicago, you can use the gift certificates to shop their great products online. All right, here we go. It's time to spin. Let's get that wheel up and let's take a spin. Let's see who our winner is going to be. There's a lot of names on there. Let's see. Who's it going to be? I got to lean in close. Stephen Marcus, you are the winner. Congratulations, Stephen. And now, at this time, we want to take a serious moment to offer our condolences to our board chair, Alan Salzenstein. Sadly, Alan's father passed away just a few days ago, and he could not be here with us tonight. Alan has devoted nearly 20 years of guidance and support to Paul and our organization. He stands at the head of our Classical Kids family, and our loving thoughts are with him at this very difficult time. And as the fates would have it, today is also Alan's birthday. Life can be a crazy mix of ups and downs, and along with the sad times, we need to celebrate the good times. Alan will be watching the recording of this event later, posted to YouTube. And Alan, though we are sorry for your loss, we know that you will appreciate a little belated birthday cheer.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, dear Alan. Wah, 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 wah. Happy, 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 happy birthday, dear. Happy, 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 happy birthday, dear. Happy that piggledy, diggledy to you. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
I'm sure I'm supposed to say something here about how I accidentally got sent this nothing bundt cake. I don't know. It's probably for Alan, but since he can't be with us, I'm going to make a wish for Alan. My wish is for the rest of this Zoom call to go okay for me. Oh, wait, you're not supposed to say it out loud. But thank you, Alan, for all that you do for classical kids, and happy birthday to you. Back to whatever's next in the script, but I can't see it.
Okay, well, it's so nice of you to eat Ellen's cake. Anyway, that about winds things up, and we can't leave without sharing the grand finale track from the CD. The story of Gershwin's Magic Key leads us to this final, glorious moment when George Gershwin debuts
A Rhapsody in Blue!
The rehearsals came and went. We returned to New York. The big day of his Rhapsody premiere was coming closer and closer, and I could tell Mr. G was starting to feel the pressure, because I didn't see him for days.
I was writing furiously. No time for imagination trips with the kid. I sat at my piano and wrote. As soon as a page was done, I'd pass it to the arranger, still dripping with ink. Everything was coming together without a moment to spare.
And finally, the day of the concert arrived. Time to go. I ran over to Aeolian Hall after putting in a morning's work at Remick's music store. What, I didn't tell you? Yep. I was learning how to be a song plugger, thanks to my magic key.
Glad your dad came around.
I don't know why that happened.
February 12th, 1924. It was freezing cold outside and snowing. I thought people wouldn't show up in this weather, but they were fighting to get in the door.
Holy moly! They were pulling and mauling each other like at a baseball game or a prize fight. People couldn't wait to hear the concert.
I peeked out from the side of the stage to take a look at the crowd. Wow, it was a strange audience. Highbrow and lowbrow together, practically sitting in each other's laps. Vaudevillians, concert managers, come to have a look at the novelty.
Tin Pan Alleyites, composers, symphony and opera stars, flappers, cake eaters, all mixed up higgledy-piggledy.
It's time for my entrance.
The lights dimmed, the orchestra tuned, and there he was. Good old Mr. G. Everybody cheered as he walked out and sat down at the piano. Now it was time for... Wait, Mr. G, I don't know the title.
I told you, kid, the title comes last.
But time's running out. It's now or never. Well, what do you call it?
Why, of course. A Rhapsody in Blue.
Wow, we did that. Sorry about my technical difficulties, everyone, but we're back and just in time for the end of the show.
Truly an amazing accomplishment. And I couldn't be more proud and thankful to the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestras and every single person that worked so hard to create this fantastic recording. Speaking of, we have 2 actors logged in who I want to acknowledge. Both play the role of Kid. Leslie Ann Shepard, the actor originating Kid and who you see in the pictures and hear on this recording, and also Lance Newton, who has been touring with the production for the past few years. Both of you, thank you so much for bringing Kid to life. And now I'd like to announce that we've taken a big leap forward to help cover the costs of this CD. We have raised so far a total of $2,680. A huge thank you to everyone who pledged or donated to help with the creation of this new work that families around the world will get to enjoy. And thank you to everyone for joining us this evening in support of our mission to expose children to the extraordinary lives and musical masterpieces of the great composers, including our angel hero of the evening, George Gershwin. We'll be posting this virtual event recording on YouTube and linking on social media, so there is still time to give in support of this exciting recording accomplishment and to share with your friends this jubilation a la Gershwin.
And remember, all participants will get an email with information on how to order your free download of the digital recording or pre-order physical copies at a discount. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that bell sound we hear is every time someone gives, right? It's like the angel.
Yeah, an angel gets its wings, and Classical Kids gets another donation.
There you go.
For those of you watching this sign-off slideshow, these are all on tour pictures with our company of actors.